Hi everybody, my name is Hannah, this is Pepper and Pine, and I have a quick book haul to share with you today. Originally, these books were on loan, but as soon as I opened them up and looked through them, I decided to buy them. So they are now my books to share with you. These 4 books have to do with tribes that are in Southern California. Since we are living in Southern California, then these are perfect for us. So the first book is called A Tataviam Creation Story, and I apologize if I am pronouncing that wrong. And the Tataviam tribe is in Southern California in the LA County area. This is by Alan Salazar, and I cannot pronounce the native name, with illustrations by Mona Lewis. And the illustrations are so stunning. At the beginning of the book, it will tell you a little bit about the tribe. So if you are unfamiliar with the tribes in Southern California, then this is a great way to familiarize yourself with them. So this is a small California tribe. The Tataviam are from northern Los Angeles County, and Tataviam means people facing the sun. And that is what the tribes in the north would call the people in the south, the Tataviam, because they are the people facing the sun. So I like that sometimes the names are descriptors as well, and that's not just specific for this tribe, but I've seen that in other tribes in California as well. So this book is going to take you through the creation story, which is something that I am personally interested in, knowing the creation stories of different cultures and different peoples, and we include them in our lessons starting at around grade 1, and the creation stories sort of come to an end around grade 5. So between grade 1 and 5, we are exploring different cultures, different religions, different peoples, present and in the past. And one of the big things that we're doing is also understanding the creation story from different people and different cultures. And throughout the grades, you will introduce creation stories and stories in general that are supportive of the child's development and in line with the Waldorf pedagogy, if that is the type of education that you are doing. And we do loosely follow a Waldorf pedagogy, and so we do like to include this kind of awareness and understanding when it comes to not just other cultures, but also the people that used to live and still live on the land that we are living on currently. The thing that is really stunning about this book, of course, are the illustrations. I typically choose our picture books based on the illustrations, and what I really love about this book is that you get the story, which is fabulous for your young students, but then you're also going to get the history, which is going to work really well for your students as they get older. And of course, it gives you, the teacher, some background information as you're presenting these stories. And then it includes other content that is of such value. So there's a lot of projects, handwork projects that you could include at different stages of your child's education. So there may be things that a student is watching, say the teacher do or the adult do, or it's just part of the culture, fabric dyeing or handwork. And then there are projects that the students can do as well. And I love that so many ideas are included in the book. We also have Chumash stories, and I again apologize if I am pronouncing the names incorrectly. This is a collection of traditional Chumash legends and history. This is also told, the author is Alan Salazar and the illustrator is Mona Lewis. So the Chumash tribe is also in the Southern California area, a little bit different from where the other tribes are. This is a little bit more coastal, if I remember correctly. There is a map in one of the books that was really helpful in understanding where all of the tribes are located. And that wasn't in this one, but I will find you the map so that you can be more familiar with where the different tribes are located. It also gives you a pronunciation guide, which is so helpful because a lot of these words include letters or symbols that are not sounds that we would typically be using, and so this gives you a pronunciation guide, which is so helpful. Again, the illustrations are what really captivate me when it comes to picture books. And the content can either be read aloud for your students, or what is more advisable if you're presenting this to a group of students is that you read these stories ahead of time and then you can present these stories to your students. At the back of the book, you'll find some more really useful content, especially for the teachers or the adults, and that would be ways that you can include some handwork with these stories, some native or traditional crafts or art that you can include as well, and fabric dyeing and using the materials of the land for handwork or for dyeing or for weaving is something that I love to include anyway, but it is even more meaningful when it can coordinate with one of the lessons. The Tataviam tribal story, also by Alan Salazar and illustrated by Mona Lewis. Again, apologize for the incorrect pronunciations. Another beautifully illustrated picture book. Stunning illustrations. I like that it's quite a lengthy book, but there isn't too much text with each page, which means that you're gifted with such gorgeous illustrations along the way. And then you have a little bit of history as well. So a book like this I find so valuable because you're getting something for the students, for the children, and you're getting something that can grow with the students or something for the parents and the adults. And then again, you have more opportunities to include projects or handwork with your students. And the last one is Coyote Rescues Hawk, a Chumash story. And this is also by Alan Salazar and illustrated by Mona Lewis. And you have the same format where you have the beautiful picture book, the beautifully illustrated story, and then at the back of the book, you have a little bit more about the tribe and some of the history, and includes some beautiful photographs as well as, of course, all of the beautiful illustrations, and then some of the hands-on projects that you can do. I hope that you enjoyed this quick book haul. Don't forget to check out the description box below for more information on these resources, as well as links to these books. You can also find the link to Mona Lewis's social media. I highly encourage you to check her out and follow her. And if you like to see what I'm doing on a daily basis, you can find me on my website at pepperandpine.com.